Consider.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to Reasonable Wrestling. I know it's been a minute since you've seen your boys, but here we are, the joint roller Ayatollah, looking like I don't know what I look like. And my boy Chitty Bang over here looking more tame than I am. What's going on with you, bro?
What's good? What's good, guys? Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the wait. Sorry for the delay. But we are here, back with the Underground of Professional Wrestling podcast. As you mentioned, I'm Chitty Bang. This is joint roller Ayatollah. And we're here to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling. But if you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Definitely follow us on the RW Podcast One on Twitter. Let's hit that ticker on the bottom just so people can read that. And everywhere else is pretty much Reasonable Wrestling. So TikTok is popping. People are talking over there. Check out some Reasonable Wrestling on there. Here on YouTube, here on X, here on Twitch. So just follow us, and definitely support the boys.
Nigga,
So
anywhere else you want to mention that,
just search Reasonable Wrestling. We're pretty much there.
because we are live right now on X and we live right now on Twitch. I left Facebook alone because Lord knows I do not need my pastor hearing all these cuss words I be saying on the
It's funny. Facebook also, I think that Facebook has a toxic community. I heard from people that use Facebook, it's way more toxic than any other platform.
Yeah, and what's crazy about it, the only people I know that's on Facebook is old
family.
So it's just a whole bunch of family drama and church shit.
Yeah. But let's get into it. We gotta talk about All Out. Definitely gotta start there.
Do you hear my fan in the background?
I do not hear a fan. I hear a kid though.
Okay, that's fine.
Shout out to the kids.
As long as I hear him, that means he's good.
Good. But no fan, nah. But we gotta talk about All Out. Definitely gonna leave our taste on it. I thought it was a really brutal show, not in a bad way, in a good way, actually. Some of the things made sense, some of the things didn't, but I enjoyed it. I'll let you take it away. Where you want to start?
I want to start off first off when you said it was a brutal show. Yes, for me it was, and I'm gonna take it all the way negative. First and foremost, hey Christian, come here. Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna start off and say that here go your excavator. Daniel Garcia and MJF, that match, not the match I wanted to start off the night with. It was, and the finish, and the afterbirth, and everything that was of that match. It started the night off black to me. Second of all, you follow that up with the Young Bucks. Oh, fuck. You almost made me turn the goddamn pay-per-view off. You give me Daniel Garcia and MJF, all this spitting in niggas' faces and shit like that, and then the very next match, you give me a match I did not give a about in the Young Bucks versus whatever is left of the BCC. Now you can tell me where I'm missing the storyline. Tell me where I'm missing the interesting match of Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. Like, you tell me where that was supposed to be a fire match. You tell me where that was supposed to be something that I was supposed to be intrigued by. You
Let's
give me
first.
No FTR, you give me no House of Black. You give me no gun bang bang gang. Well, they was on the pre-show, but anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So let's preface this by the fact that they had a 2-week build for this review. So they were kind of building this review, like intertwined with All In at the same time. That's why the Daniel Garcia stuff and Hangman Page stuff. Like we seen. That's why it was so confusing going into All In that they're doing all this bullshit. I'm like, okay, I get it. They had this back to back kind of set up that they had like, oh, we got these two big shows back to back. We got to build these stories to go into both of them because we have no time to then like reset after All In. You kind of got to hit one and then skip to the other one. All the stories. So could they've done a better job? Maybe. And I will say that like Hikaru Shida and Mercedes didn't have a story. The tag
Oh,
division
and
don't need
that
didn't need a
fucking match.
story.
Okay, I'm sorry. That match, Lord, I ain't never seen a. Okay, two hands. Never seen a bad Shida match. Never saw a bad Mercedes match. Somehow they both had a bad fucking match together. That was not a good match. That was not a good finish. If this bitch stop putting bitches on for a backpack and flipping them over, if she don't stop that goddamn move to then have somebody sell it for her to, oh, it was the shits. Go ahead.
I was okay. I just want to give them some bail because I'm trying to be better at my AEW takes. It was very, rushed, to set these matches up. And they didn't have a lot of build. Hikaru Shida, Mercedes, they just fought like a couple weeks ago, so I didn't get why this was a match on pay per view, and it was a better match before. So they can have better match, but not every single match has to have a big story. So I'll say that. So the
Okay,
tag
I'll
match,
take it.
cool,
No,
you can have that,
I'll take
and
that.
also MJF Daniel Garcia did have a story going into that. And the tag match, all these guys are great competitors. Now, you might not be your favorite. These not might be your favorite guys in AEW that you come to watch. So for you, yeah, it's like, all right, I might be checked out off of the first two matches, but I do think that these guys all can go. So including Claudio
I'm
and
not disrespect.
Yuta.
I'm not disrespecting them saying that they shit wrestlers or they can't go
Mhm.
but Garcia and MJF match was not it was plotty. It wasn't as physical as it needed to be, as I would like it to be. They tried to make it a wrestling match, something that that not the story was built for, right?
True.
And then with the tag, listen, I'll stand on it, bro. I ain't never saw bro. Show me a good Young Bucks tag match. Hold on. Don't give me nothing in 2015. Don't give me nothing in PWG. Don't give me nothing in goddamn TNA when it was the
You don't like
goddamn.
any other FTR matches? You don't like any other, ladder matches? All the stuff with Lucha
I
Bros.
said, give
Every
me
single match with Lucha Bros, they've
every
killed it.
match is a shit match.
They've
Like,
had great matches with Lucha Bros. Every single one is a great match with that tag team to me. Like, and it might be your style. You might
yeah,
not
I'm
like
just.
it.
I mean, we said it. I said, give me a regular tag match. Give me a good
They've had regular
Cesaro.
tag matches with the Lucha Bros that were good.
But what I'm saying is, Cesaro to me is a great tag wrestler, right? Or Claudio. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Claudio's a great tag wrestler. Yuta's not the ideal guy for that. I know he takes, but also if you look at Claudio and you look at the Bucks, there really shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Like optically, like they getting all they shit in for what? Just to get it in? Like Claudio catching niggas on the Meltzer driver, he's catching them. And then in midair, putting them in a swing. He can do that every time. I gotta watch him take springboard. Like I gotta watch that.
I think you just don't like the Young Bucks. I think that's what it
I
is.
know,
Like a lot of
but I
there's some.
never. But they have
That's
great
it.
matches with Briscoes. They had good matches with FTR.
Yeah,
I said, give me a classic tag team, hot tag. Goddamn, work the corner, cut off the ring. Like, give me that type of match. When they tried to do that with FTR, when they won the Boston Celtics and the Lakers gear like that, I told you then, what the fuck are they doing? They ruined it off top because they want to be corny. Like off top, they couldn't just give me it regular. It got to be where's the Lakers, they're the Celtics, and then they went over. What are you doing?
yeah. You just don't like the Young Bucks.
What
And,
are
and here's the
you
thing.
doing?
I get you, and maybe you want to see a good regular tag match, but they shine when it's not a regular tag match. So I'm going to be. So you can't just exclude all that other stuff because it's not a regular tag match. They do have great matches, and they're really talented. So and they're good heels. So this might have
They
not
are
been the
great
match
heels.
for me and you.
I'm not finna this. Oh, they're great heels. Well, I
Yeah.
want to see them get their ass whipped. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Christian? But
So
yeah,
I was,
we're gonna be having different. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not gonna lie. When I turned it on pay per view, When I finally got to come on in my television, it was my takes might be a little bit skewed because the first match I saw was Pac and Will Ospreay. It was middle. That's the first thing I saw. So so I'm like, oh shit. So I hit it right in time. Like I watched that match. Incredible match, spot for spot, move for move. First time Will Ospreay has defeated Pac. I
I
think
wish
it
they
was a
slowed
decent
down just
story.
a beat. I wish they
Yeah, a
just
little bit.
just
That's
a beat.
yeah.
Just
I
let
did
some of this
enjoy
stuff
it though.
breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have liked. But it was a good match. It was the first
Yeah.
good match I saw of the night.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I thought that at the end, I'm like, wow, there was a couple near falls. I thought that, Pac might have had it. So I was enjoying it. And to be quite honest, I was watching it with my nephew. I'm like, yo, Pac should take this. To be really honest with you, Will Ospreay doesn't need the international championship. Like he could be in a higher profile match with a Hangman Page or a John Moxley. That's what I was thinking. But here we are with the international champion. He's doing his thing. He's a great wrestler. Cool. He won the match.
What you
Pac
think about
though,
the promo
Pac could
after?
really use that championship. I know he's been champion before, but really take that. Have a really good reign with it. I think. I don't like him as a trios champ.
I didn't like it either. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the promo that was after with
Will Ospreay's.
Osprey with Ricochet in the background?
I didn't see that. So please inform me of that because I saw online that something happened. I must have missed it because my feed was going in and out. I had to keep refreshing the shit and finding a better
I was
stream.
I would say that so oh Jesus nah both of niggas in here what yes how we doing all right so what I was gonna say is that oh you need more time on your iPad okay give me 1 second okay here we go for another hour there you go have a good time what I would say is that I don't like Pac being in the trios. Osprey holding that title is going to be good because I think it's going to allow him and Ricochet to do something. So at the end,
All right.
Osprey was doing backstage promo, and he mentioned I can't remember the context of how he mentioned Ricochet. Ricochet approached him. It was like, yeah, I heard you was talking, homeboy. What's up? And Osprey was like, yeah, nigga, get some wins up. You know what I'm saying? Get your wins up, and then they'll tell Tony Khan, when you're at the level, come see the champ. And Ricochet, I got wins lined up. I got wins lined up. I'll see you, homeboy. I'll see you, homeboy.
I gotta see this guy. I gotta see this
Yeah,
for myself.
hold on. Let me
He
see if
said,
I can find
"Homeboy."
my Twitter. Oh yeah, you know that's his line right there. You know,
Ricochet loves that shit.
he loves homeboy. Hold on, here it is. Hold on. Let me see if I can screen. Let me pause. Let me pause this. Let me open this screen up. Okay, let me pause. I'm sorry.
All right, see.
Let me screen share. Give me 1 second. I'm here.
Take your
Turn
time, but yeah,
where we at?
Will Ospreay
Twitter.
is doing his thing.
Here he is. Here he is. Let me unmute. And turn up the volume. All right.
Turn up the volume.
Let me know if you can hear.
I can hear.
I'm trying to have a good time back there. I hear you talking mad shit. What's going on? You got something to say?
Yeah, mate. I'm sick of you sitting back there. You just got here. Why not stop collecting a paycheck and start racking up some wins, brother?
Don't you worry, bro. I'm here for a long time. Don't you worry. I got a while. Don't you worry. I'm going to see you soon.
I hope you do, mate. When you go to Tony Khan, get some wins under your belt, then you can come talk to the
I
champ.
got him lined up, bro. Don't you worry. I got him lined up. I'll see you soon. I'll see you real soon, champ. I'll see you real soon. Don't you worry. Get better.
So bad.
It wasn't that bad. I can't knock it. It wasn't that bad. It was cool. I mean, it's nothing crazy.
It wasn't that bad. No, it wasn't nothing crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was worse. Okay.
I mean,
But
I think we just went great on the curve. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know Scotland didn't like that. But nah, I mean Ricochet, Will Ospreay, that looks to be what the AEW fan base looks at as a dream match going forward. So I could see that happening in Wrestle Dream, coming up. So we'll see, and I'm down for it. So I'm going to give it this time. To me, Will Ospreay is one of the better used guys in AEW. So
Yes.
I'm going to trust and believe where they're going with it. So I'm going to go ahead and just wait and see. Speaking of another dream match, people are waiting to see is Konosuke Takeshita and Okada. They want to see that strong style match happening, so that might be possibly happening soon. They had a fatal four way that I did not get why it was a fatal four way to begin with, but I guess you want to get people on the card. So it was Orange Cassidy, Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, and Okada defending his Continental Championship against them. So it was cool. Nothing to write home about. It wasn't nothing that I could say stole the show by any means, but I think we're all waiting for the Konosuke Takeshita uh, match with Okada. And I think that what I want to see is the real Okada, finally show up in AEW. Um, eventually, I do want to see him get away from the whole elite thing, but I'm not too worried about that right now. More importantly, is that you give him time in that ring to put on a really good match with Konosuke Takeshita, because we all know what Takeshita can do. We've seen it time and time again. I think he's just extremely talented, and I think there's something there with Takeshita that they haven't really let off the leash. So maybe Okada can be one of those guys to really showcase that. But we also want to see the possible um, investment from the fans. So the fans are already interested in the match itself, but what is the story behind it? And does it need a story? Because like obviously AEW is like, hey, dream match, let's give it to you. Like let's just throw it out there. And I think these guys can build something if you guys give it the right kind of substance.
I agree with you, but I will say when you say I want to see the real Okada, I think we're seeing it. He's old, he's diminished, and like enjoy your paycheck, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
my best years are behind me, and I mean Konosuke Takeshita might be a person that can push him to like rekindle that spark or scratch that itch. You know what I'm saying? But he's had plenty of Claudio there. He you know what I mean Pac. It's not like there's a lack of talent where Okada has we have not seen 2018 Okada. We have not seen 2019 Okada. We ain't seen pandemic Okada. You know what I'm saying? Like Okada and Jay White was even better than what we're getting over here in AEW. You know
But
what I'm saying?
Okada was presented as a main event star in New Japan, and he was given time in that ring to craft. He's been in a bunch of tag matches, triple threats, fatal four ways, 6-man tags. He hasn't had that one feud where it's like, oh, we're waiting for these two guys to clash and see what happens,
A
and given the
few
time.
him and Pac just had it in All In. They just did it in London. Not London. What was the pay per view they had? Was it a pay per
Forbidden
view?
Door,
Huh?
Forbidden Door.
When did Okada face Pac? Hold on. Okada first Pac was at
Probably a Dynamite.
Dynasty. Dynasty.
Oh, Dynasty.
It was at Dynasty. They wrestled at Dynasty, and I mean, listen,
And if I'm not mistaken, that wasn't a bad match or
it
anything like
wasn't a,
that.
it was
It
not,
was a good match. So
it wasn't a bad match. It was a good match, but to my point, it wasn't. So Okada,
well, they don't treat neither one of those guys like a star. So, like, my thing is, I still think that he has a gear he can go to. Maybe he can't. Maybe you're saying this is it. This is that. We should never expect that Okada again. I think it's the moment that matters. Is the right, situation where it's like, okay, you're the main event. Like, go out there and be the guy. And he hasn't really been that. He's been in the background a lot. So I'm not sure if we'll ever get it in AEW. AEW, some people used to be sitting down forever, like, "Hey, when is this guy gonna get that, right chance to really take?"
well,
And it never happens.
when he came in and got the title, I thought that was going to be a build to something, but as you stated, he came in, won the title March 20th, and his The only singles match he had was April 21st. He wrestled Dax Harwood. He wrestled Swerve Strickland. He wrestled Claudio Castagnoli. He wrestled Kyle Fletcher. They all been over 50. How much time he needs? They all been they've been over. I get what you're saying. He hasn't been.
It's not just the time. It's really about the moment.
I'm gonna compartmentalize. I'm gonna
Yeah.
compartmentalize what you said. He has not been presented as a main event star. He has not been given time to craft a feud that matters. But also, as you just said, I'm using your argument. Not every match has to have a feud. It has to have a story.
When I said that, I'm talking about like in a show. And neither did this one. The Fatal 4-Way didn't need to have a story. But what I'm saying going forward with him and Takeshita, like I always say, opportunities arise with AEW. Do they always cash in on the opportunity? No. But this is an opportunity to really build this up to something that can be big. This defense against Takeshita. What does it mean for Takeshita to finally to get a victory over one of the legends of New Japan? What will it really mean for that? Or is this going to be the moment where we see the real Okada come out? And I think that's really the story. Story is like, can Takeshita bring out the Okada we know and love in New Japan, and can Okada? I mean, and can Takeshita defeat him, the legend? So I would like to see Takeshita to beat him. Don't get me wrong, but I also want to see the match like given a decent build. And a lot of times they bring in like somebody like a just interference will happen, and I'm like, nah, just let these guys go. So that's what I want to see. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I can hear you on that, but I will also just we're gonna agree to disagree on this point, but I would just say just to hammer a little. I don't know even if I would think that Takeshita will have to slow himself down, right? I would think like Takeshita won't be able to go full bore unless he's completely taken out Okada, which again will kill Okada. My thing is if it's Takeshita babyface, right? Is Okada, of course Okada's the heel. He's with the this is what I'm trying to say. How you build it up, what you doing? Because like the young bull is like the way that Takeshita goes and can go and the trajectory that we see, cousin, he's supposed to come in and just be like, dang, take that view behind the barn. You know what I'm saying? The way that we see it, but
yeah,
they're going to hold on to Okada because again, I don't know, multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal. Takeshita's not even AEW property. No, I don't want to say it like that, but he's not even under A. You know what I mean? So
he's got a contract with AEW. He's all in
because that's where that nigga been at. That's what that nigga ain't been. That's what he been at the crib. he been back at the crib because
he hasn't won a big match in a while, but he had a couple matches with Bryan Danielson. He's but yeah, he got the gear. But we'll see. We'll see where they go.
Thank you for bringing me to the next piece of shit that I saw on this fucking card. You gave me 30 minutes of Jack Perry versus Bryan Danielson? Are you fucking shitting me? Christian, cover your ears. Are you kidding me right now? Jungle Jack shit took Bryan Dick. Do you see how he looks with his shirt off with the scraggly hit? Bro, I'm dead ass. I'm not even joking. I want to run into Jack Perry just to see if I'm bigger than the motherfucker. The niggas who know me know I ain't really bigger than most. You dig? I talk a lot of shit, but I'm gonna be a bean. Jack Perry looked like my little cousin.
Yo, man, he pulled one of the baddest chicks in the game though, somehow. So I can
tell you one thing. Hey, short niggas, shout out to you.
Nah, but
Jack Perry putting that thing down on Anna.
nah, shout out to Jack, man. Game recognizing game, man. I think Jack is doing what he has to do as with the with what he's been given after last year's All Out or All In, I should say, and then everything that happened going forward with his new gimmick. I don't think this was the best spot for him, and I don't think it was time. Because here's one thing I don't like about AEW, and it happens a lot.
Tell me what you don't like, brother. Tell me what you don't like, Peggy.
I knew exactly what you were talking about. Oh my gosh! Shout out to Cam, 4th and 1. I knew exactly where you go with this shit for the accent immediately. Oh my goodness! What I don't like about AEW is how they utilize their champions, and
Like, Moog.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes I'm watching those dudes, and I'm like, okay, and then they just go off track, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Oh God, them niggas is funny without even
They're funny.
trying to be, bro.
I'm watching. We go off the wall on some inside joke shit.
Why I got on neck scars, bro? It's hot as hell in that studio. I know it is. I'm sweating in my damn house. Oh man, okay.
But yeah, I don't like the way AEW. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like. I don't like the way AEW uses their champions. Like, so you give Pac this Trios Championship, right? Only for him to then compete for the International Championship. It's not the best utilization of talent in my opinion.
No.
Give Jack Perry the TNT Championship only for him to compete for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
You give earlier in the year Will Ospreay the International Championship only for him to compete for the World Championship while being champion. All these happen while the person has a championship, and I'm not saying that it should never happen, but it should happen on specific moments where like it matters, or like there's part of like it warrants it. Like when a guy is dominating in his division and then he has to go up of the division and compete for it. Jack Perry did not do that. Jack Perry did not dominate the TNT Championship division or get a bunch of wins, and that warrants him to go after the World Championship. So to me, it was a lose-lose for Jack Perry, and the match was mid to say the least. So, and maybe it's because I'm not into the character of Jack right now, but I don't think it was the best spot for him. So I'm going to give him some bail on that, because how you're going up against Bryan Danielson, great. You get to go out there for some time and, wrestle with one of the greats before he, goes away for some time, possibly, depending on how things go. But that's what he's been saying.
He definitely leaving. That when that nigga say I need surgery, believe him. He got
exactly. Go. So he's gonna be going away. Got the match in, but I don't think it's the best utilization of Jack Perry or your new world champion. I do appreciate that they didn't make this the main event. But what was more, what was the biggest takeaway from this was the post match angle. And so what happens is Christian Cage comes out with the contract that we shall not call a Money in the Bank briefcase, but it's a Casino Royale contract.
It's a chip. It's that chip, ain't it?
It ain't a chip. It legit is a contract. You came out with like a little like a pamphlet or like a little folder. He came out with a folder. They used to want to call it a Money in the Bank. It's the Money in the Bank folder, And well, before that, Luchasaurus or Kill Switch came out and attacked Bryan Danielson. Then Christian's music, he comes out to cash in, and we are then seeing, before he gets into the ring, he's confronted by Jon Moxley, and then he's confronted by the rest of the BCC and Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, I guess now Marina Shafir, and I guess now Pac, because he's suddenly a part of the BCC. I don't know how that happened, but now he's part of the BCC. Um,
Don't they gotta be? Ain't that say you gotta bleed with me to get in? When
yeah,
you do, you get
that's what
in.
I thought. You gotta bleed
Ain't
with
that
me to
blood
get
in,
in.
blood out? You know what I'm
Blood
saying?
in, blood out. So what they did was they warded off Christian and the patriarchy, and then eventually they're hugging on Brian Danielson. Claudio hits him with an uppercut out of nowhere, and then John Moxley beats him up and tries to suffocate him with a plastic bag. He tries to murder the guy. Um, I think one of the best parts about this was that Wheeler Yuta wasn't in on it, and Pac held him bay while they attacked him. So clearly, he wasn't in on it. So we're seeing a new evolution of the BCC right now. I was not. I knew something was going to happen because Moxie's been acting weird past couple weeks. Not
Moxley
gonna-
has been cosplaying a fucking neo-Nazi movie character from the movie Romper Stomper that I wanted to talk about. What the fuck he think that's about to get over? What do you think? Like, what did
what do
he
you mean?
not know that we watch movies too? Romper Stomper. Look up the
Oh,
movie
watch that.
Romper. It's a movie about a damn. Uh, all I know is from what I remember, it's some Aryan brothers, skinhead niggas, and I don't know if one had a heart to heart. All I know is that them niggas was neo-Nazi skinheads doing some bad shit, and Mox is like, hell yeah, man, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So
Are you sure? Like, because I haven't heard about this Romper Stomper movie. All I
yeah,
know
brother.
is that did in the movie did somebody get choked out with a bag or something?
I'm about to send it to you right now. Hold on, Romper Stomper. I don't know if somebody got choked out in the back, but I do think that somebody got curb stomped on the curb and broke his face. Hold on, let me see a thing. I'm about to put it in the
Wow, I
chat.
thought that's American History X.
Is that okay? Same difference. No, American History X. You're right. Is the one with the stumping on the face with the curb stump. You're right. You're right. I am mixing up my white people movies, but at the same time, no, Rumper Stumper is definitely about
Racist
some
shit too.
skinhead movie. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, he's
Absolutely.
doing it to a white man, so I'm not gonna say that this is some racist angle. I'm not gonna throw that out
No, I'm
there.
not gonna say he's a racist. No, I just don't know why would you want to. Why would you want to? Well, I mean, it's several movies. You know what I'm saying? You want to pick the movie that we can pick apart? You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
he just pick it. Like if I don't know, man. Maybe he saw something that was like, all right, I want to just take. We see people take shit. I mean, as long as it's not like he's being racist, I'm like, it's cool. Like
Absolutely.
if you can take a curb stomp. I mean, shit, Seth Rollins' finisher is a
Listen,
curb stomp.
you can
You
be
know,
DOA and not be racist, but when we talk about race wars and what we like about wrestling, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't fuck with race wars. Okay, like I'm not gonna act like. Listen, I'm not gonna be that person. Let
the
me
same
like,
dude is like LWO
yeah, for sure.
versus.
I'm not. No, yeah, give me the pride. Give me all that. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
ain't even hold you. But what I am gonna say is that Moxley coming out there, black boots, green pants, white t-shirt, skinhead, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta give me some direction before I start assuming. Is what I'm saying. That's all
all
I'm
right.
saying.
Let's just not assume. Let's just
Nah,
let's
fuck that.
let
That's
it
what we
breathe.
do. Yeah, yeah. That's what we do. We gotta,
Yeah. So let's
I'm
let's
just gonna
just see
start
where it
dropping them
goes.
loads on the football season, but now
Let's let's see where it goes, man, bro. Let's see where it goes. I don't think the look. I don't problem. I don't have a
no,
problem
I
with
don't
the
have
look.
a problem. I mean,
I don't
I
have
don't
a
have a
problem with the
problem with
look.
the
I don't
look,
have a
but
problem
I
with the
think
angle. I thought the angle was necessary considering that he's going to be leaving soon. Get him out of here. Get him out of the. You're a baby face on your way out. Blackpool Combat Club should have been heels the entire time. I know they tried this whole BCC versus the Elite thing that just didn't click for me last year. But they're better. John Moxley's better as a heel, in my mind. And I'm here for it. So what I think they could utilize him better as a heel too. So him just being ruthless, that's his whole thing. Him being
I appreciate that. But
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. Well, there's all I was saying that I just wanted to all I just wanted to say is that I know there are pretty other badass niggas. He it's pretty other badass. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. That we don't have to associate bad things with your badassery, right? And I get it.
But if we're taking just his look, then we're just like stretching it because you can be like anybody who wears that is gonna be like already just associated with a skinhead. We can't do that
I
because then
mean,
we can do the same thing with black people. Oh, if you wear this, then you're trying to be some kind of thug or something, and that's not good. Stereotyping, pretty much.
why can't we do that then? Tell me.
I'm not gonna explain it to you, brother. I'm not here to explain it to you, brother. You figure that one out for you. They told me that in elementary school, so you figure it out. Stereotyping, bad.
Bro,
But hey, you can do it for fun, for shits and
I
giggles.
went to school in Alabama. I think our curriculum's a little different. You know? I think they taught prejudice as a curriculum. You know?
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay. Anyway, let's get into the main event, which I'm glad was the main event because goddamn, this has been the best storyline in AEW ever. Let's just put it that way. Ever their best storyline, period. And one of the best storylines in wrestling, period. I'm gonna be quite honest to you.
I fought back on that, but I fought back on that a little bit. I fought back and I just said if it was exposed to a little bit more people, then I think we could say that. But like,
no, I can't do that. I can't take something that just because everybody's not like exposed to it and say it's not great. You feel me? What they've done with Swerve and Hangman is fucking phenomenal. I don't think they're taking a bad turn. And usually AEW goes off the wall on a bad turn. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck are they doing here? They haven't missed a beat with this. So I gotta give them their props, man. Everything that's happened over the past year with Swerve and Hangman has built to this moment where they're in this cage match, unsanctioned. And for once, an unsanctioned match is warranted for these two guys. And the match lives up to it being an unsanctioned match. Even the finish lives up to like an unsanctioned match. In fact, that no one's getting a submission move or pinfall. It's just like, all right, dude, we've seen enough. Let's stop this. This is getting crazy. That to me was how you climax a feud. I'm not sure where they're going to go from here with that. If they're going to continue the feud, maybe Swerve take some time off. He's done an incredible job all year long as champion up to this point, but he can tip his cap to the year that he just had up until this point as, yeah, if he retired right now, Swerve has told one of the best stories in wrestling, and in my opinion. I think that the story of you being a heel.
What started this feud? Do you know?
So he had a feud with Darby Allin. I think that led to a casket match, where he did the whole thing with Nick Wayne and everything like that. So he was, and you can take it back to even Keith Lee, the cinder block. Swerve has just been a ruthless heel who's willing to do whatever it takes to take it to the next level, to grow, to get to get over, to get himself to the next level. And whether it's going to somebody's house, whether it's whatever it is, getting in their head, doing dastardly things to people. And then after he got lost to Darby Allin, got put in the casket, he said he came to a revelation, being stuffed in a coffin, and he said that he thought about Hangman Page and that he wanted his spot. We remember that promo with Hangman Page a year ago.
Yes,
He's saying, "I want your spot. That you don't take care of your spot. You're over here doing charity. You don't care about the spot. All that stuff." So that promo in and of itself was impactful because he unapologetically said, "I want to be the first AEW black AEW champion, and to do that, I gotta take your spot." Subsequently, he then proceeds to torture Hangman by going to his house, and being using his picture with his kids, like where he stays, getting in his head, and saying that pretty much Hangman doesn't deserve his spot. He should go back home and deal with his family. So that's what really started this thing. Fast forward, full circle moment. Swerve is re-signed to AEW, gets a big contract, and he's now purchased his mother's house, his childhood home for his mother, and big moment for him. They posted online before Dynamite, and immediately when I saw that video, I was like, "Oh shit! I think they're gonna do it. They're gonna have Hangman go to his something that he cares about, something that he owns." And like if they're smart, they should do it. But what tipped me off was in the video where he was talking about purchasing his house. You got next to him is his manager. What's his name? Sorry.
Prince Nana.
Prince Nana, excuse me. I'm sorry, I lost it. But Prince Nana. And I'm like, if he wasn't there, I wouldn't think maybe I'll be skeptical if it wasn't an angle. Once I saw that earlier in the day before Dynamite, I'm like, oh, they're doing something with this. And they finished Dynamite off with, I think, one of the best segments they've had. There's a couple of things that I've seen over the past couple of weeks that we've not been talking about wrestling that I really, really, really liked. This is one of them. Another thing was Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman, what they did with them back. But production-wise, what they did with Hangman, going to his house and cutting a promo as he walks through the house he just purchased, his childhood home, and just throwing gasoline through that bitch, going and cutting a promo as he does it, like just one shot going through the house and everything like that. Comes out, sits on a chair, lights that bitch on fire, and just chugs a beer. I think is incredible. I think it's one of the best produced segments. And then Swerve's reaction and the guttural response from him that all the bad deeds that he's done have come full circle, and now he is getting the same treatment of the ruthless dude who's willing to do whatever it takes to get to him. And it took a year to get there through all the matches they've had. And we think that it's over. It's not over. And then now we're here. He finally found something to get even with Swerve, so to speak. But it didn't really get even because now they still have to have this unsanctioned match because they hate each other's guts. Now it's gone too far. And what we saw yesterday at All Out, probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen a heel do in a match. But before I get to the finish, just the start of them trying to like put themselves underneath the cage as it's coming down to like somewhat decapitate each other, they have tapped into that crazy side of wrestling where we got to go out there and act like we're killing each other. Like we literally have to go out there and kill each other, and it means something when the story warrants it. And it's not that they're like AEW have done things like this in the past where it's like, oh man, that's crazy, but it didn't mean nothing. But it means so much more after a year long getting to this point and having these guys really beat the shit out of each other to the point where the match doesn't end until Hangman Page takes a syringe. And like we saw, staples, we saw all types of shit. But he takes a syringe and essentially drugs Swerve and then unprotected chair shot to the head to take him out. And that's how it ends. As much as I am like against unprotected chair shots, that was a climax and a statement made as a end to a storyline in a sense. We'll see where it goes from here, but it was a payoff that I didn't think that was going to happen. Because after all the things they've done, what can you really do to pay off this animosity? Oh, I'm going to drug him and I'm going to just knock him out, like for real. Like that's how it felt. But I'm a guy who I appreciate the art from wrestling. I appreciate the extreme wrestling as well. and I don't think it's always good to go there. I don't think it's always warranted, but I enjoyed this. Unlike the Willow, Chris Stanley, I thought it was a good match and everything like that. The clam slam onto the thumbtacks was crazy. But this right here, as crazy as it was, it felt like it made sense. You know what I mean? It made sense.
I will say as you were talking, it wasn't like I was zoned out. I was looking up the the beginning of this feud, and as you were saying correctly, when Swerve came and called out Hangman in that infamous promo and said, "You don't have new gear, you don't have new merch, if I was given opportunities, you as the franchise player, everything like
Yeah,
that." Their first match was at Wrestle Dream.
Wrestle Dream. Yeah,
Swerve won.
really
And
good
that
match.
led to the epic Texas Death
Texas
Match
Death Match.
that Swerve won.
Okay.
And with that particular feud that you mentioned, in that particular storyline within that feud that you mentioned with Swerve going into Hangman's home, yes, it is absolutely one of the best wrestling programs that you can. It's one of the best wrestling programs. Um,
Because I remember back in the day, you know, I'm just gonna
was
say, I remember back in the day, like angles where you saw like Triple H go to Randy Orton's home and chase him through and like wreck his house and all that stuff. This was more of, I think this was more impactful because they took their time with it more than anything, and the double turn, gradual of Swerve becoming beloved by the fans through all the dastardly things he's done, and Hangman, who was beloved by the fans at one point, slowly like turning like heel and becoming what he hated. And so both of these men have really strong narratives as characters individually that when you put them together, it's a powder keg of incredible possibilities of what you can tell with these two guys. Hangman is the story old, you live long enough as a hero to become the villain. He's we've seen it in Batman, we've seen it, in all types of stories where you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. And yeah, Hangman lived long enough to become the villain. He's the cowboy who was drawn mad by essentially the Joker, who that is Swerve. And then we started to cheer for the Joker, and he started to stay. And then, but the same thing with Swerve is that through all this, it builds his character that all the bad things that you do are not without um, consequence. Although you've become and turned a new leaf, although you become champion, now you did it all. You took his spot, you became champion, but at what cost? But
but
at
that was
what cost?
the cost. I mean, that was back to my that was what I was about to get to. It was just like I'm trying to figure out when was it that Hangman became the bad guy, right? Because realistically, like when we're talking about the totality of the story, you know what I mean? Like the
He
Texas Death
really
Match.
didn't.
That's what I'm
But
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like the Texas Death Match was in retaliation to Swerve being diabolical and
it
going
was
to
really
another
him
field.
being a bitch about it. Although, but I'm like, hold it. It's like the whininess. It's the same thing Bret Hart did. When you come out, you're complaining. Oh no, he doesn't deserve it. Oh, he doesn't. He made them lose a triple threat matches to Small Joe because he just didn't want him to be champ. The pettiness of it all, the complaining, the whining. Once you get to that point where the fans are like, all right, we get it, but like chill out, like and how you go about the promo, like it happened gradually, and that's
It's
what makes it so
amazing
good.
hearing a Bret Hart guy say that as I am a Sean guy, and that has always been my claim. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So I don't. I what I'm saying is like,
When
listen, when
when Bret Hart and going
why
into
you
that match,
why you
which
here?
going into that match with Stone Cold WrestleMania 13, it was about Brett whining and saying, "I've been screwed over time and time again," and you're cheering this guy. And that's what Hangman did. Like, yo, I've been screwed over. He hit my family. He choked me out with my own chain, and he's cheated to beat me. And you guys are cheering this guy now. You want to dance and shit. You want to do all his music, like listen to his music, and he just drew him crazy because he couldn't take it. To the floor, he beating up referees, he's beating up security, yeah, he's doing all types of crazy shit now. Where it's like, okay, we get that you hate this guy, but you can't go out and hurt like referees and shit. Like you can't do that. So yeah, he took it too far.
Okay, what about Drew?
It's the same thing where both men have valid reasons for what they are doing, but you still can't take it too far where you're harming referees, you're harming
You
the
said I
staff.
can't take it too far, and the nigga came to my motherfucking baby's crib and took his daycare artwork off my refrigerator. I was supposed to kill that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was supposed to behead that grill. I was supposed to have his dread head hang. You came into with my bassinet. You know what I'm saying? So I never even. So now to your Drew point too, because we'll bounce back and forth. Drew really did not have to shake his dick in front of Punk's face. Completely understood. Punk's on commentary. He's calling a match. He don't really care for neither one of the two guys. He's not really being disrespectful. Drew doing the Daniel Garcia thrust like he win the championship. Working. All of this nigga face. You know what I'm saying? So Drew.
No, Drew asked for it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Drew
Yeah.
asked for it. I don't never think Hangman, hey, I don't really need
No.
new gear, do I? I wear ass chaps. Nigga,
No.
what new gear I need?
What I like about both of these stories, because they're two, let's be real, these are the two best stories in wrestling this year.
Absolutely.
Swerve, Hangman, Drew, CM Punk. But Swerve and Hangman is above it to me. It's so much more personal. It's so much more, especially with Hangman saying that he had, mental health issues before. It all falls in line with his character. Like, yo, I've been trying to protect my family, work hard. I'm doing all this shit. The drugs ain't work. And then I finally am turning a corner. I'm doing charity, trying to give back. And this guy, this insane dude, comes to my house and just turns my world upside down again. And if you really think about it, both storylines, Drew and CM Punk and Swerve and Hangman, the fans get to choose who they're rooting for. The fans really get to choose who is in the right. They really do get to choose who is in the right. Because if you really look at it from a certain perspective, on all four fronts, you can say, hey, man, if I was him, I would have done the same thing. Some people will say, yo, if I was Swerve and I just lost the match and I'm like, yo, I want to figure out a way to get ahead, I'm taking out the top dog, the guy who was a franchise player, and I'm going to get in his head and I'm going to take his spot. Some people might say, yo, if I was Hangman and somebody went to my crib, I might be able to, I'm going to kill that person too. I'm going to be obsessed with that. If I'm CM Punk and somebody tore my tricep in my first match back, oh yeah, I'm going to ruin your life too. If I'm Drew and you feel like, CM Punk's been an asshole his whole career to you, and you're going to rub it in his face when you are the man and you're going to take him out. All these guys have a rightful reason, and that makes perfect sense for why their motivations are what they're doing. And that's what makes this art form so interesting. And at the peak that it is right now, we're wrestling where all the beats matter. It makes sense. That's all I've asked for from all these angles. And I hope that AEW can take a lesson from the Swerve Hangman thing and continue it. Because Hangman, I got to give him credit. He's had a lot of substance in his character since the beginning. And he had a lot of put on his shoulders when he came to AEW, and I think he's lived up to it. Really, as a champion and as a character now. So to all around, he's had storylines even before Swerve that were substantive. So I think he gets it, and I think Swerve gets it. Swerve is incredible in the ring and telling a story, and out the ring, and so the production wise and the characters they built can now take these two men for the rest of their careers and build upon what they've done, and what they've created and who they are. Can Swerve be redeemed from all the things he's done? Is this now his penance? Him losing this match? Is this his final? This is the cost of all the things he's done to people. And can Heyman now be redeemed for losing his shit and going maybe too far? Some will say, so I would say it's too far. I mean, he went to your kid's house, yeah, and everything like that, but you don't drug a man and take his head off. Maybe maybe that's a little bit too far from the man who was the good cowboy, who was doing charity a year ago. Maybe you've lost it a little bit. So
But
now we get to see the evolution of Hangman from this point forward.
but I mean, this is what I'm trying to say. Realistically, bro, like Cowboys are lawless,
True.
right?
True.
Right? The Cowboys usually get the little tip from the sheriff when they go shoot a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, we could catch the nigga you did. You know what I'm saying? Like Cowboys don't really have to adhere to the certain type of, I guess,
Rules, yeah, regulations, and
you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
So when we speaking about like for instance, the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. That nigga need to be hunting niggas for Jericho. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
All the
Like,
time, niggas.
bro, and bringing them to the nigga. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's in my mind what a bounty hunter is. You know what I'm saying? A cowboy. You know what I'm saying? By any means.
Outlaw.
I ain't never not known the cowboy not to get the job done. Is what I'm saying.
No, and he did, yeah, like yesterday. So, in to your point, he's he's doing what he needs to do as his character wise. It's incredible. It's perfect. But I'm talking about going forward. Like, and those questions I'm asking is not to ask the questions as in like, oh yeah, he definitely did. No, I'm posing the question as a fan to other fans, like, what do you think? Because now we get to play around with the character and say, okay, can he be redeemed from this, or should he be redeemed? Should he be forgiven? Can Swerve forgive him? Can he forgive Swerve after all that's taken place? Is it even possible? And those are the questions that allow the fans to have really to sink their teeth into where they are as a
we beyond forgiveness. We're beyond forgiveness. I think at the like when you're talking about all like bro, this like you say, this wrestling, nigga, this is blood feud. Nigga, what we forgiving?
Yeah.
Realistically, like it's supposed to be on site every time I see this motherfucker.
True.
That ass. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit don't need to ever end. If you want to talk about greatest wrestling feud ever, tell me we're aggressive. Listen, 1992, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, they wrestled. Them niggas ain't stopped wrestling till the nigga left the company. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a feud. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like iconic. You know what I'm saying? Stuff we talking about.
Nah, that's one of the best. This was one of the best cage matches I've seen. I know it's brutal and it's just like so for not everybody's taste, but because of the build to it and how it makes perfect sense for these two men, I gotta hand it to them. It was really it's sick in a way, but it's still art. You feel me?
So absolutely. I mean, listen. I'm not going. Listen. Nothing's more brutal than drinking a nigga blood. Cause, like, I mean, I hear what you're saying. Like, I mean, yes, you can do all the praising of the match that you want to do, and I believe, and I
unprotected chair shot after being with the syringe in his mouth. That shit is crazy, bro. I mean, I get drinking the blood. They've taken it far last year, but this year was like a statement. Boom! Like,
I've seen
like a big
I've seen chair shots. I ain't never seen no nigga pick up a nigga, and I ain't. So I hear what you saying. I'm not even about to.
Okay,
but them niggas
but
did
that,
that.
but
You know what I'm saying?
I get you. It's fair. That's fair. All right, but I gotta give this proper praise. Listen, I enjoyed it. It was a perfect end to the night. And then you have Hangman, out there, and he just gives off a visceral scream, like maybe relief, or maybe feeling like he's finally gotten his shit, like his get back after a year of this guy coming to his crib, his kid's crib, and everything like that. So yeah, man, from beginning to end till now, like this has been the best story in wrestling this year to me, for sure. I know we got the bloodline and all that stuff last year and the year before, Cody and all that stuff. And then we had
Nah,
Drew and CM Punk.
Hangman's
But
still
this year,
down. He's still down in the feud. It's 2-1 to Swerve. Swerve got 2 wins. They drew, and this is Adam's first victory. So we'll see where this goes after that.
yeah, that's true. That's true. We shall see. I guess this is not the end. We'll see. It's crazy to me.
We've only just begun
Yeah, man.
to live. Oh, never just man. All right.
All right, but that's all with All Out. Let's move into.
No duet.
Let's talk about
Let's move into WWE. Bash happened last Saturday. We've had a week of WWE wrestling since after that, so let's just run through real quickly what happened at Bash. The beginning of the program was Cody versus Kevin Owens. They had a really good babyface versus babyface match. Within that match, Cody and Kevin were aggressive, but we've seen Kevin take it a step higher than he did against Cody, and he said that he didn't want to win the championship or taint a win by being that type of Kevin. I think that kind of led to not so much good match. They tried to have a slow down championship, no bullshit type of match, and I would have liked it if we got just a little bullshit, just a little. Now I'm not talking about no ref bump or anything like that, but when Kevin had a chance to go for the chop block,
you should have done it.
You're trying to win the championship.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And
this is not. There's one thing between Triple H coming out and taking out everybody for you. There's another thing where you take advantage of what's presented. It's within the rules to do a chop block on the champion. You can't not do it because you've been friends with the guy. So
and honestly, if you don't want to do a chop block, bro, kick him in the back of the hamstring, kick him in we're not telling you to wrap his leg around a post like Bret Hart. We're not saying put his leg on the middle rope.
I would have liked that. I actually would have loved him to wrap his leg around the post like Bret Hart, because if he not like he's turning heel,
Bret only did that when he was angry though. Bret never did that in a babyface.
But he just went and did it, because I think Kevin Owens needs some aggressiveness.
But
he's been getting his ass beat for 4 years.
Please don't go back to that same song. Listen, he's aggressive. He did not need. I agree with you. The chop block, yes. Go after the leg. If you think it's hurt and if you think that's a target, you have to go after it. My point to your point is that Kevin did not need to go heel because we know that's coming from Randy.
I didn't think he had to go to heel. I think he can just take advantage and be like this tweener area where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do what it takes, man. I've been playing the good guy for too long, and I'm not trying to go all the way heel. But at the end of the day, I gotta feed my family, and I gotta take advantage of what I need to do for my career. And sometimes that means I gotta, do what's necessary. And as a prize fighter, you take advantage of what the opponent gives you, man. Like that's it.
Well, sometimes I was okay. To be honest, there's a difference, right? So some prize fighters go out there and they just like with skill, this nigga can't touch me. But you got some niggas that's like, I'm going to hurt you. Right? We've seen that Kevin Owens. So this is a dynamic of Kevin that we have not seen.
He's just too far on the other spectrum. You can't be like, I'm going to kill a nigga to like, yeah, I won't take advantage of an injury. It's just too far of a backslide to like uber protective of and not aggressive. Like you can't. I want to see something happen with him where he gets his teeth back. You know what I mean? Where he gets his aggressiveness back. And I hear there's rumors of Kevin Owens not re-signing the WWE. I hope that's not true, but if it is, Even if it is, I still want him in WWE to get some kind of character where he gets his teeth back, and does, gets his aggressiveness back. I just want to see one more last time, you know, on
But
SmackDown or
but
Raw.
I'm saying where we gonna see it at, bro? I mean, like realistically, like I know him and Cody probably can have one more match. So I mean, at that point in time, he gonna get his aggressiveness back and then lose. And then where he gonna be now? Chasing as a bad guy? Like
At
so,
this
I'm just trying to
point,
see. Like,
at this point, he's back of the line, so you can't really go after Cody. I mean, he lost clean. Um, Maybe he can, butt heads with LA Knight at some point, and it's like, even if LA Knight gets a victory, if they have a really good match, or Kevin Owens has that aggressiveness streak back before he leaves, I want to see it one more time. I want to see him powerbomb somebody on the apron again. I want to see someone put somebody through a table. I want to see him unleash. Kevin Steen a little bit of steam. Bring that steam back a little bit. It's a little drop of it. Nothing crazy. But I guess if he leaves WWE, we'll be getting Kevin Steen in AEW in the near future.
speaking of LA Knight, I know we're probably gonna be bouncing around from Bash throughout the week, whatever the case may be. But LA Knight had a pretty decent interaction on Friday. Can I speak? Uh, on SmackDown, where he was speaking in the ring, and he was then interrupted between Carmelo Hayes and then Andrade. He hit them both with the BFT. I'm sorry, BFT, blunt force trauma. I still don't. And he hit. I
BMF.
don't like the. I don't like the. I don't like the name. I don't like the move. It's just Anyway, he hit them both with the finisher. I think we're going to get a triple threat between them three. I really hope
I
we
hope
get
so.
a three. So that's just my LA Knight point right
I
there.
like the Andrade, Carmelo thing going on, man. They're 2-2 right now. It's really good shit. All the matches have been great.
Moving forward with Bash, another thing from Bash I wanted to speak about. We have new tag team champions, but within the women's division, Bianca and Jay brought them babies back home, which was needed because they look good with them and they add a little bit more prestige when they haven't. I think any champion that kind of any challenger, I would say that challenges them now that has a real like they'll be made if I'm saying because I think Holy Unholy a lot damn what is their name
Holy Alliance?
that's what I want to call them but I don't think that's it but Isla Dawn and
Power Fire.
Alpha Fire they got time on the mic they got presentation it was more than the vignettes and everything like that we've seen previously they had some development and
And they've had good matches with them. They have chemistry. I've
yes, they had
enjoyed the matches they've had with them. I really have. But yeah, they got to do. They're back with the champions, the tag champion belts. I think I want Bianca and Jade to get a tag name for some reason. I would like it at this point because they've had the titles twice now. So I don't know what it should be, but I would like them to have a tag name. If we're not doing any turns anytime soon, let's just have a tag name, put it on them, and make it official. I also, while we get Alba Fire and Isla Dawn in the mix, rematch, all that stuff, we got the what the fuck are they calling these girls again? The
the stud line.
Yo, what the fuck is their name that they said?
That's what I'm calling them.
Yeah, I got Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. What the fuck are they called?
Strap and Graps.
they call they call themselves the Pure Fusion Collective. What the fuck is the
Listen, I know Triple H ain't trying to be like Vince, but he need to project some shit when it come across the
Pure
table.
Fusion Collective? What the fuck is that? Pure Fusion Collective. That's what they call themselves.
PFC. That don't even like. It don't even got no. They was better off just
It
being a
makes no
sorority
sense.
sisters or something like
It
that.
makes no sense, and it kind honestly could bury the group to me. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't ring to it. It's a terrible name,
It is.
but
It
they
is.
can
It's
get
a
a
horrible
chance.
name.
But
It is
more
a
than
horrible
even
name.
them, I want to see Naomi and Bailey go after the girls, man. Because Bianca and Bailey got history, and they had problems with Bailey, and they didn't like Naomi siding with Bailey at one point. Then they joined, her side to combat against Damage Control earlier in the year. But let's say Bailey sides with Naomi and says, "Listen, it's time for us to make a group and potentially go after the tag titles." I think that could be a good story. So hopefully we can get something like that going.
Yeah, I just don't know what that is. I don't know what pure fusion means.
I'm
I
so
don't know.
confused with that
I
shit.
don't know.
I don't get it, but I'm sure they'll. I don't know. I can't. No comment. But yeah, I would like Bailey and Naomi to go after them. That's my. I like them to be the ones to take the titles off of them. Honestly, eventually, I think it would be cool to see Naomi and Bailey as a tag team.
Why would that make sense when Bianca, Jade, and Naomi is the big three?
I want to see chaos. I want chaos.
That don't make sense, bro. Like at least make
You
it make
tell a
sense.
story. It doesn't make sense right now, but I think they have more layers to it for potential because they have that unity with Naomi, her coming to them and saying, like, "Yeah, I gotta start with link up with Bailey because I think we deserve an opportunity for a tag title chance,
Well, they
and I
got
think she
even
deserves it."
brag. What are we talking about?
I'm booking, bro. I'm working, bro. I think that can be potential for a really good angle, some storyline, some promos. What you want to do is create conflict with people. When you want to tell a good story, is create conflict. Oh, how would Bianca going to respond to Naomi tagging with one of her arch rivals, and then coming after her title? How is Bianca going to respond to that? How is Jade going to respond to that? How is Naomi and Bailey going to coexist? All that stuff adds layers that I think could be good for television. And
Well, where would the tag even start from? That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
well, Naomi has had Bailey's back against Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton for a minute now. So they've been already teasing that they are aligned. So Bianca could be like, "Yo, are you choosing her over us?" Like, the big three. I thought we're the big three. But she's like, but Naomi could be like, "Well, yeah, but like I also have my own career that I want to be a champion again. It's been a minute, since I've been back. I haven't had gold, so she has her own reasons." And then Bailey's willing to tag with her. So it just introduces conflict, and then we see what these characters can do. And I think that adds a layer to the tag division for the women when you have a big story behind it too. Now the Pure Fusion Collective could also have a story, but it's just, oh, they're just going after these women. It's just good girls versus bad girls match happens. I want something that makes us turn women or makes us see a deeper layer of what Bianca will do or a deeper layer of what Naomi will do as far as being put in an uncomfortable position, having to go against one of their friends. So that's what I'm saying. And I think that gives more attention to the tag division for the women as a whole.
I would rather if Naomi want to be a champion, go after Nia Jax. That makes the most sense.
But that's just, I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's just, but that doesn't have the depth of what I'm talking about. But I,
The-
but
You're saying the depth of Naomi and Bailey becoming a tag because Naomi said, I got to take control of my own career and I want to be a tag? And I want to
no,
tag with
Naomi's
Bailey?
reasoning could be, I want to have gold again, and this is an opportunity. And
To go after my friend's gold? That don't make no
yeah,
sense. No, it don't.
you got to tell the story. It makes perfect sense considering the fact she hasn't had gold for a while. And that let's say there's a triple threat match and they win a number one contendership match, and it's like, oh, Bailey needs a tag partner. Bailey wants to, hey, Naomi, I need you to come through with me, and they end up winning it. Naomi's like, hey, man, she asked me to be her tag partner, but at the same time, yeah, I do want to be a champion again. It's been a long time for me. There's ways you can get around her conflict, and then seeing how she interacts in the match? Is she gonna really, go all in against her friends? Is she not? Is Bailey gonna like psych her up to go after her friends, or is Bianca gonna go in on Naomi? And this could then also cause a rift between Jay Cargill and Bianca. Bianca could be like, "Listen, I can't fight my friend." Jay could be like, "I guess she's your girl, but she's not going to take our titles," and then eventually they can have their own beef because one girl they don't want to fight. So it adds more depth and layers to an actual story that can be told, rather than, hey, bad girls, Zoe Stark and Shayna, and go after Jade and Naomi, and they just want to fight. I think that the tag division for women needs something extra that we haven't seen in a while. I think that could be cool.
Well, what we haven't seen in a while is what we actually got over this past couple of feuds, which is continuity between tag teams, right? Like,
True, that too. I think this is another.
yeah, like we haven't had an actual feud where the titles was also on, taken off. We went back and, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I think this builds continuity within the tag division. I think it makes sense right now for Pure Fusion Collective to be next in line, along with Damage Control, along with Casey and Casey. I think, right, if it comes a time where, like you're saying, if it comes a time where
down the line, it don't gotta be right
yeah,
now.
but realistically, when it comes to what you're saying is who's going to dethrone Jade and Naomi, Jade and Bianca, I think, to me, like, that happens with like a Pretty Deadly type of tag team that comes along. Like, I would love for like the Iconics to like come back and pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ass. Like,
I think what you really want is Chelsea Green, probably.
And Piper, that'd be fire.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
yeah.
That would be awesome. I ain't gonna hold you. Speaking of Chelsea, I know we hopping back and forth. Chelsea's gonna fight Julia this week on USA.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's USA week, it's WWE week on USA. As Raw happens tomorrow, NXT is gonna be it's their last show on USA, and it's gonna be the debut of SmackDown on USA. So Julia and Chelsea's gonna be pretty fire. I know she's gonna get her head kicked.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, that's what it is when you got kids and you trying to do a show and you think they supposed to be asleep at 10:40 at night on a Sunday, which is technically a school night because they got school in the morning. But these niggas don't care about shit that we got going on. What's up, brother?
Hey.
Yeah, I know that panic.
Nah, I had something in the oven. I forgot. In there. I was like, oh shit. It's perfect though. It's perfectly crispy now. It's good.
Nigga, I thought that was Gabe in the water, nigga. I'm like, oh, I know that one. You put that in
Nah, I'm good though. But yeah, where were you? Where were we?
We were just saying that, we like we were talking about Chelsea and Piper possibly being on the team.
Yeah, I think, first of all, Chelsea did great on NXT with that promo. Great, like swerve where Julia like going out. Chelsea Green shows up. So, but yeah, her as a character, she just gets a lot of attention. She's good. She's great on the mic. She's entertaining. So her and Piper, I think, would be cool as well. But I just see something with that Naomi Bailey tag developing over time. Maybe it's a WrestleMania angle. I don't know. Maybe it's a Royal Rumble angle. I don't know. But my crazy mind went there one day. I was like, I gotta talk about this a little bit. Maybe everybody won't like it, but I think there's something to it where people will tune in each week to see what happens between these women, just causing a little bit more drama, But I also love Chelsea and Piper. If they're next up, I'm down with that as well. Let's talk about the main event. We have coming up a cage match with Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. But as I mentioned weeks ago,
Your main event is that? I thought your main event was Drew and CM Punk. My bad. Go ahead. I'll let you
Oh, we
lead.
can talk about that too. I mean, I'm down. I'm down. We mentioned that before, but I was talking about SmackDown because since we were talking about SmackDown just now. Yo,
iPad.
they might be listening to us because Cody called out Jacob Fatu. Cody said, "Hey, listen, you had your chance and everything." He's like, "I wouldn't have lost if it wasn't for Roman Reigns." Uh, we know that's true, but I actually that's not necessarily. But I said on this podcast weeks ago, Solo Sikoa does not have the quote unquote aura that Jacob Fatu currently has, and the loyalty that Jacob Fatu has to him will be holding Jacob Fatu back from getting his own push. We've seen it with Solo and Roman before. Now Solo has been in the main event. Solo has done a great job of holding down the bloodline and the Ulafalo over this time. But now we're going to have to see the evolution of a Jacob Fatu. I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but Cody called him out. Cody called him out. But instead, we're going to get Solo Sikoa and Cody in a in a cage match next week on USA on SmackDown. Looking forward to the defense. But yeah, I don't think Solo has a shot. I think Solo's in an interesting space right now because we got the whole Roman stuff coming. Clearly, we're gonna get that down the line. But how do you protect Solo when we have Roman coming from? You can't have Solo beat Cody for a championship.
Nigga, Roman's coming back. What you mean?
Time out. Yeah, I know. Like Roman's coming for him. You can't have him beat Cody for the championship. And then you also have Jacob Fatu taking a lot of energy and space and attention from him. So you still want to keep Jacob Fatu protected and hot. Still got to keep Roman hot. Still got to keep Cody hot. I think Solo is the sacrifice in all this. And maybe you don't see it, but Solo
No, nigga,
over
how?
time.
He's too hot. What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying right now. I mean,
Okay, all right.
no,
Just table this. It's September 8th. By the end of the year, you'll understand that what I mean, or maybe even by WrestleMania week, you'll be like, Solo is not of all the work that he's put in this year. I don't think Solo's gonna get the payback of where he's at right now. Like I think he deserves. Forget it. Let me stop talking because it's not gonna make sense today.
I'm trying to figure. I mean, by WrestleMania week, yeah, nigga. By WrestleMania week, no, he's not. What do you mean? Like, no. Listen, okay. To your point, you saying Solo don't. If we're ranking them, nigga, is it like is Solo's last out of Cody, Jacob, and Roman? Yeah, like that's easy to fucking say. Like, I mean, that's not.
Maybe
That's
it's not a
not.
hot take that. I just
I mean,
say, listen, I think
it's
Solo's
not
done a
hot
great
take.
job this year.
Listen,
I think he's done a great job this year. And what I'm trying to say is he's no longer going to be protected. And what is this? All right.
he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be protected because he's not the guy, bro. Like, I mean, in all of the story, it seems like you bought into it just like Solo did, my nigga. This block ain't his. You know what I'm saying? Like, this block ain't his. He ain't even getting no real money out here. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm trying to. Like it seems like you bought into it like this nigga did. Solo out here moving a couple G packs. Okay, where's the boatload, my nigga? He ain't no boatload moving nigga. And listen, he is a killer. He is still a nigga that is feared, but he got another nigga that is feared. So I mean, in a hierarchy, let's go back to the story of Roman. Roman was feared. Let's not get this. When Roman was choking out his cousins and shit, and everybody was like, "Oh, he fucking up his family." Like nigga, Kevin Owens was like, "I ain't scared of him, but this a different Roman." You know what I'm saying? Like niggas was still a little bit fearful, but when Roman got Solo, niggas started looking at Roman a little different, right? Because realistically, before you get the Roman, you got to get the Solo, and niggas wasn't really getting through Solo. You know what I'm saying?
At one point, yeah.
So at this point,
So now he's experiencing the same thing that
exactly, and he's
Roman.
experienced the same thing without the same power, bro.
Without the same power, and he might be in over his head because Jacob
exactly, bro.
is like a real threat.
Bro, this nigga, bro. We talking. Let's be real. Let's talk about it in sports terms, right? Solo is shit, dude. This shit did. This shit. And now you playing a couple niggas with some Big Ten getting after you. You can't. Nigga, you get ate up out there. Right? We watching Solo in the Shador stage, right? He's very, very much oh, bro, you gotta learn how to put your code in, man. I'm looking at damn, bro. You can't. What y'all doing? Nigga, I'm about to be done. Just relax. I'm putting lights and shit. I would say this, bro. To your point, you're saying you're saying Solo has to be protected. No, I disagree with you on that. And the reason why
I'm not saying he has to. I'm just saying that in this whole angle, he's the one that's going to be taking the biggest L. Although,
why wouldn't he?
All
That's
right,
what I'm trying to figure out what is this take you're trying to have, and I'm just trying to figure out like
my take is based off of the past couple of months with Solo and how much work he's been putting into his character work, and I appreciate what he's done with Bloodline thus far. Can you chill out and let me finish what I'm saying, dog?
I mean, I'm waiting for you to finish what you say.
You're not waiting. You cut me off. That's what you're doing. You're not waiting at all.
So say it already, please.
I've been talking. I can't talk if you talk. You can't listen.
I shut up and listen. I'm trying to figure out what the point is. What's the point? What's the take?
I just said it 3 times, and you keep cutting me off. So just stop talking. Jesus Christ. So listen, my take is that with all the work that he's been putting on for the Bloodline and the evolution he's done, he's going to take the biggest out of this because obviously he hasn't got the juice that Roman or Cody or Jacob Fatu. And I think that over time, I don't want him to be completely forgotten about. So I want him to be a staple. If he goes from this to like the United States Championship run and he's competing with the LA Knights and the Carmelos and the Andrades, I like that role for him. And I just hope that we can see him get a payoff from all the work that he's been doing on the main roster since he come. I think he's had a good run. So that's all my point is. I'm not saying it's some hot, crazy take. I'm just talking about the main angle going on in SmackDown right now. Where I see Solo's positioning. He's in a tough position.
What I'm trying to communicate with you is you just told Rikishi to shut his fat ass up because his son is in the main event roster, and you're trying to say he's not getting his just due. Like I
didn't say he didn't get his just due. I'm saying that he is. He's in main event matches.
So I'm asking you now, if he's in main event matches, what are you? I'm asking you, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. What you said? How is he going to give?
I'm just talking, bro. And I know. I made a statement.
I'm communicating.
You're basically saying, and what?
You're trying to say I don't want him to get forgot about. What I'm saying is I just asked you, was he last between Cody, Roman, and Jacob? We all agree, yes, right? We agree? Yes, he's last. He's fourth. It's Cody, Roman, Jacob, and Solo, correct? So where the fuck is he supposed to go? I'm asking. Where's he supposed to go? Where's he supposed to get
You're acting as if I'm making some crazy statement that like I'm mad about it or something.
Saying that. I'm just saying to you.
As if it's like, am I dumb for saying this, or is like what?
I'm coming to you with the continuity of your own points. When I'm saying that Solo is being treated as such, and you're asking where does he go from here now, I'm telling you, like I'm trying to figure out like. From the year that he has had, it's cultivating now.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna watch it. No.
Please let me get hot. Let me finish, please. Let me talk now, please. We're cultivating. We're in the cultivating point of where Solo has maturated in character-wise. Now he's in a main event championship match twice over, and he's going to be put the code in there if you. So when you're asked, so it's not that I'm trying to literally where you took the conversation is you're saying when he has this match, he can't win. He has to stay high. And I'm saying, bro, like, yes, he's going to be the
Here's what I want. Can I say something now? Can I say something now? I want Solo and gang to defeat Roman. Whenever that match happens, I don't want Roman to just go over this guy easy. I want them to defeat him.
Yeah,
That's all I need.
I agree with you on
All right.
that, and I don't believe that Roman's going to win the first match with Solo. And to what I was trying to say is, when you ask how is he going to be protected, where did this match go on Friday? I'm saying Roman's coming back this Friday.
Oh, for that specific match. Okay,
That's what
yeah,
I'm.
I think-
Yeah,
no.
so that's
got
what I'm.
you.
That's
Okay.
how all of this progressed. That's how he stays hot. That's how we get going. Because again, Roman got to get his lick back on Jacob. Jacob ain't fucking just oblivious. Jacob got to get his. You did. You did. So what we about to have is a tag team match. We're going to have what we talked about several weeks ago. Is it going to be Cody and Roman versus Jacob and Solo? Can Cody and Roman coexist? Is that like we're going to lead into that type of situation? And I know when we discussed about War Games, you said that you didn't. You said you wanted it OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline. I don't know how we're going to get off of Cody not being interactive in that if we go the route that we're talking about, where Roman helps Cody win on Saturday. I mean on Friday.
Okay.
I'm just saying from September. We're in September now.
So you see that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes being united against this front, against the New Bloodline, in a sense.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
And
Right.
that's how we keep traction and maintaining Solo, because Solo gets the first win over Roman. Roman gets it back. And of course he gets it with the accomplice of Jacob, I would assume. And to your point, and to what I'm trying to say is, Solo is not a made man. So when you're not a made man, you're a sacrificial lamb regardless, right? And I'm not talking about a made man as selling merch and ticket sales. I'm talking about like a real deal spill. We talking about when we watching movies, when we in the streets, when we in basketball and football. Nigga, you don't got the juice like that. You know what I'm saying? And Solo right now is operating in a backup quarterback situation, and he getting a little bit too big for his britches. And I think in this particular case, will he be a person that goes down the run? Absolutely. I don't think that's going to happen kind of anytime soon, because he's going to be locked up with Roman for a minute.
Gotcha.
And as long as he's going to be with Roman, I think he's going to be in that elevated spot. So that's what I was trying to say. I didn't think he was going to fall down, because I think he's going to continue being with Roman, and that's going to keep him elevated.
I'm just going to say, keep an eye on the status of Solo going forward. I am, and we'll see where it goes. You know, I might be getting too ahead of myself with it too, what I'm saying, but I'm just with the promos that are happening. The reason why I brought it up, because the promos that are happening are now saying it on screen. It's one thing when we say, "Yo, man, Jacob fought too. Yo, we want to see Jacob."
Cody said Solo wasn't ready damn near 6 months ago, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been. Listen, you look at your hat. What's your hat say? Savage, right? Okay. Solo came in as a savage. Do that mean you ready? You just a savage, right? And Cody called him out. Roman has been keeping him at bay and everything, because at the end of the day, look at what he's doing right now in this moment. Is he ready? Does he look ready? Does he present ready? Does he look confident? Does he look like he can handle the family? Does it look like he can do the payouts? Does it look like he can pay off the cops? Does it look like he can handle the drug come in? Right? It looks like the nigga's cosplaying as the boss.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think the nigga can have 3 phones at one time, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
So what's your take on Tonga Loa?
Oh man, he got to be the wrestlers of all time, brother. Whatever. Bro, from the way he hold his belt to the way he wear his shirt, boy, that boy took the low. That boy took the low.
He's getting cooked online, bro.
Boy,
they don't like this guy at all.
Boy, now we love Tonga, boy. Yo, This nigga R-Truth without even knowing he R-Truth, bro. This nigga confident,
Yo, he's so unintentionally funny, bro.
bro. When he fucking the match he had when he whipped Cody into the corner, and Cody like, nigga, where am I? He was supposed to whip him into the corner. Cody's on the goddamn left ropes.
Oh shit. Talking lower, bro. That guy is
He
something
had to do a
special, bro.
nut job twice, bro. He hit Kevin Owens in the ass, bro.
Holy shit.
Yo, when Jacob gave him the title, Jacob said, hold it tight, motherfucker. Yo, don't make me look bad. Hold this fucking title.
Oh boy.
Woo,
Um,
boy. And Tama Tonga. Boy, I don't know what ecstasy that nigga on. That nigga. Boy, he
just
got
crazy.
the pure. He got that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
That's more. It's like salvia, man. That ain't no freaking ecstasy.
Oh man,
That's like some crazy, man. But yeah, we'll say soon on that.
Oh man, Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about the main event, Drew and Punk. That storyline, as we talked about, Paige and Hangman having one of the best stories in wrestling, one of the best stories of the year. This story, I guess, is in competition. Maybe again how it's presented, maybe above it or whatever the case may be. Definitely not in the brutality portion, right? Definitely not in the personal.
But it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
The simplicity of
the bracelet and all that.
Even the fact that, listen, injuries happen in the game, right? And I think Punk said it, right? Yeah, I'll take it. Nigga hurt me, whatever. But the fact that you talking about you prayed to God, a nigga that I don't even believe in, you know what I'm saying? That this, and so Punk was like, oh, so you making it personal rather than just being professional.
Yeah.
It's personal now, right? So again, back to our story about WrestleMania and everything like that. Listen, man, like you had every chance to not make it more personal than it had to be, right? I said that I wasn't going to allow you to win a championship henceforth. And my nigga, I think I did good on that promise. Because once you said what you said and did what you did in my damn face, me and you been, and I think realistically, the strap match that happened in Bash in Berlin, it went really well. They didn't do the contrived. They teased it, but that wasn't the finish. Where the heel was going around hitting in the baby face, but unbeknownst to the heel was hitting behind and everything like that. Punk definitively won that match with 4 hits on a rope, 4 GTS.
Yeah.
Grabbed the bracelet, celebrated it. That was amazing, but that was only subsequent to what happened that following Monday when CM Punk came to celebrate and said, hey, Gunther, I'm coming, and he couldn't even finish the sentence. That nigga Drew McIntyre was there with the hoodie, you know what I'm saying, looking like Terminator, only like Drew McIntyre could look, and he destroyed Punk and destroyed the bracelet. And I know that Paige and Swerve just had a cage match. I know Solo and Cody's going to have a cage match. But I have no idea how they blow off this feud with Punk and Drew McIntyre.
It only can be a Hell in a Cell, and I know CM Punk don't want to do that, but like at this point, you've done the.
Why he don't want to do it?
He mentioned like, oh, the last thing I want to do is just sell Hell in a Cell. He said it in like a press conference.
Oh no! Somebody said that should be your first match, and he said,
"Oh yeah,
get that fantasy booking shit out of here." So I mean, I don't think that he was against it. He just felt like that wasn't you don't blow the first wad on your first joint.
Okay. So, yeah, but the Blue Road match was great. I like that.
If they do that Bad Blood, I would love it. If they
Drew
do
has
that,
pinned
Bad Blood,
CM Punk.
I would love it. I would love
Drew
that.
has pinned CM Punk. CM Punk has not pinned Drew. Bad Blood Hell in a Cell. I think we gotta get one just for like tradition's sake. And I think this is the storyline to do it.
Liv and Rhea need it too. If they
Do
have two,
they? I wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't
if
mind
they
it.
if they have two Hell in a Cell matches, I would
Oh
love it.
yeah, Liv and Rhea. I can see that. That could be dope because I mean,
That
Liv
would
running
be
around.
that would be Taker Sean S to me.
Yeah, her running away and trying to get away, but then
Trying to
trying
get
to like take
away, trying to
advantage.
get
Yeah. Only thing we don't get the Kane return. That's
Hey,
the Kane debut.
if Raquel come back,
Oh shit!
you said it. You said you want to see Raquel. Let's
Yeah,
go, Raquel.
that shit is you crazy. But yeah, man. Yeah, because can Liv retain in a Hell in a Cell against Rhea? That's crazy to think, but maybe Sean did it. And then Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, it just warrants it, man. That right there, that could still it should still a show.
Absolutely. And that feud again, like it just has so much legs. Like tomorrow, I can't wait to see the response from Punk. Listen, the girl who made the bracelet is on Twitter, and I mean, again, like this is a fan's dream essentially, right? She met Punk, gave him a bracelet, and it's been a part of WWE's
Lore.
biggest line.
Yeah.
And she's on Twitter and she's like, "Hey, I know it's broke. I ain't finna cry over spilled milk. I'll deal with that. That's it. This is me." And this nigga Drew retweeted like, "His blood is on your hands, lady.
Oh shit.
Like you can
Okay.
be happy all you want, but I'm destroying this nigga every time I see it."
All sight, man. I think also like they gotta like do something where they get these guys away from each other because they can't coexist on the same roster. It looks like, like you can't like have one of these guys because they every time one thinks that they're done with the other one comes back. So I think one of them has to leave Raw, and I think it should be Drew. I think Drew and SmackDown could be really good for SmackDown. That's what I think. I think that we should get like a loser leaves Raw type of match, like Hell in a
That
Cell
would be
match.
fire. I mean, but if what if Punk goes to SmackDown?
Like, I mean, it could work too. I mean, there's a lot of people for him to fight, so both of them.
Punk's a Raw guy. Drew, I
Yeah,
think
it feels like he's a Raw guy to me.
honestly, you want to see that aggression? Let's see Drew and Kevin Owens. You want to, if you you want to see because
Drew would have to go to Cody. I'm not gonna lie, he would have to go.
no,
straight.
I know, but what I'm saying, I mean, in a hierarchy of things, right? If we're talking about now, realistically, Cody don't have challengers, right? Like let's just look at it, right? It's Randy hasn't came over yet, right? He hasn't came back home. He lost to Gunther at Bash. Really good match. But Randy's essentially everybody's feud for Cody. But as of right now, if we're talking about babyface Kevin, he's back of the line. Drew loser leaves SmackDown. His first line of business ain't stepping up to Cody. It shouldn't be. Your last match you lost. Your last two matches you lost. If you lost the Shaq match and you lost the Hell in a Cell, you ain't first in line here. And the person that should say that is Kevin.
Okay.
And I think that's how we spark that up.
I hear you. I mean, all right, I can see that. Yeah.
Now Drew takes him out for sure, but they beat the shit out of each other for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything else that you want to talk about on this late edition as the Lions and Rams are on a nightcap of Sunday Night Football? You got get up early for Gabe and the kids. You got the Jet. I know you on a high right now. The Jets tomorrow. Are you nervous? Baby boy?
I'm not. Even if they lose, I'm not gonna be mad because it's probably the hardest game they have of the entire schedule. But I'm just happy, Jaden Daniels did his thing today for my fantasy team, even though he didn't win, but he did his thing. He got 2 rushing touchdowns, so I'm good. And tomorrow I'm just happy to see some football and see how if Aaron Rodgers can get through the whole game healthy That's all I want. No expectations. But all the entire AFC East won their game, so I hope we do win. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm hoping for a victory.
Even the
And
Patriots won. My goodness.
yeah, exactly, against Joe Burrow and the freaking Bengals. I can't believe it. But yeah,
With Jamar Chase giving up and only getting 6 targets, I would have stayed my ass at home, nigga, if they was gonna do that.
yeah, that was crazy.
I have food poisoning. I ain't got no contract. You only give me 6 targets? Oh, mother. What? Oh,
That's crazy.
I'm out in the room. I'm telling you that.
But yeah, as for anything we got to talk about, just NXT's been great. I just want to say that I'm enjoying what they're doing with Julia. Obviously, we're gonna be seeing Jordan Grace come back. She's defending her championship in a open challenge. And I did have a take on Joe Hendry. And Joe Hendry, yeah, because we didn't talk about the show they had in Vegas. Was it in Vegas or was it in Colorado? Yeah, I think it was in Vegas. Huh?
I think it was Vegas.
Yeah. Joe Hendry, to me, the match was okay, but it seems like a fad. Joe Hendry to me feels like Fandango, where everybody went crazy about him. And then how is it going to be in a year from now? Are we going to be still excited about Joe Hendry? The match was okay.
You need to be talking about rather than Solo. That nigga Joe Hendry, because I do not get it. I do not get it.
I think he had really good marketing, and he knows how the musical stuff. He brought his music to wrestling, and I'm not hating on the guy at all. I love a hustle. He hustled his way into the door. The fans wanted to see him. We saw him. But when I saw the match, I was like, okay, cool. He has some work to do, and possibly the only thing that can save him is to be probably a really, really good heel. I don't see this gimmick working long term as a babyface at all. So if you go the Elias route and you're dissing the fans, I can see something from that. And you're doing the whole videos about dissing the whole city that you're in. I can see levels to that. So that's where I'm going with it. And in the ring, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but just like when I saw the evolution of it, Eli Drake, LA Knight, he has potential to do the same, but he's not there yet. And LA Knight did it. LA Knight has really good matches now, and but it takes time. So I want to see him continue to grow, but I don't like the whole. I'm not getting lost in the whole spectacle of him. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see where he goes as a real talent.
Absolutely. I mean, and realistically, like I even listened, Kurt Angle back in the day when he was in TNA. He was like, "Hey, a guy that can really go is Joe Hendry," and I'm like, somebody show me something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not hating on the guy. I'm not saying that he can't go. I'm not saying that he can't. I believe in Joe Hendry. I'm not even. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And if he can hit me with now what he can do? Bo Dallas. If he hit me with the just believe and all that shit, yeah, I definitely
the not just positive, dude.
Yes. Because they try to do that with New Day, but we don't hate niggas that much. We can hate a white nigga for sure.
Oh, stop it. New Day actually became heels because it wasn't working, and that's what we did. That's exactly what they did with New Day.
That's for business history,
Okay. All right. With that being said, I think that we're done here. We're telling life. By the way, Mercedes, I was gonna say, we did a whole character spotlight on Sasha Banks. I want to see that woman come back to her form because I didn't get to talk about that much.
It's hard to do it when she's wrestling Britt Baker. I can tell you that.
We need to see her come back to form. This Monet thing, it's not working for me. But hey, I still believe in her because she's super
fake lucha libre Joshi wrestler, bro. Come on now, listen. I know you didn't wrestle with a couple El Dorado niggas and had a couple matches with some some Japanese ladies and shit like that. But what we need for you is to get back to mat-based performing wrestling. Work the crowd, heal it up, stop doing experimental shit. And that finisher, we're gonna start with it. You don't end with it. Get rid of that. You can't do it on the big girl. You can't do it on a little girl. You can't do it on a tall girl. You can't do it on a short girl. Nobody has took that finisher well. Sky Blue, Willow, Sheeta, Britt. Name them. Name them. Who has taken that bullshit finisher well? Who? Put a nigga in the crossroad. Put a nigga in the bank statement. What's that? I'm sorry, that's what it is, the bank statement. I meant to say crossface. Put the nigga in the crossface, the bank statement, and call it a day. What are we doing here?
That being said, all is love.
See how she didn't take the shit? Oh my God. She didn't fucking do. She got on her back and just said, I just turned around. It looks like a like.
All is being said, all is love. Everything is wrestling. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Peace out.
Bullshit ass Stormbreaker. I wish Will Ospreay would see that shit